Last week on the Walker Williams channel, Danny Walker and Gravedigger started his season strong with the first racing win that counted for points. Our track crew has put together one of the most unique freestyle courses that any of these drivers have yet to see. It's unlike anything from the long game Season 1, as there's more ramps to hit and less room to work with. 16 competitors have entered the competition, but only one will come out with the win. Can Danny Walker and Gravedigger double down, or will someone step up to the plate and knock him off the throne?
Who's ready for Monster Jam?
16 drivers, only one champion. Welcome back to Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas for the debut of the Long Game Season 2. My name is Deli, and always by my side is my good friend Jack. Racing was absolutely insane. Danny Walker and Gravedigger took the win. We could be seeing a repeat of last season. I could see Danny just absolutely sweeping this event.
Well, it's interesting you say that because he's the freestyle champion right now, but he was never a great freestyler in Season 1. That's the big question is, with this new truck, is Danny going to be able to stay on top? Executioner was so fast, it was so tight, it was so powerful. Is he going to be able to keep the thing going here? Is he going to have his own streak going for Season 2? We're going to have to wait and find out, because I know a lot of big guys are going to come, and there's a lot of them you see here.
Alex Ferrulo, Joey Berge, and Trevor Amos making their debuts in the long game. They didn't get as far as they wanted to in the racing competition. Alex Ferrulo actually went to the final to take on Gravedigger, which he lost. This could be a side of redemption for him.
Could be. We see Tim Smith and Blacksmith as a veteran there. Dylan Kearns had a very good freestyle in the World Finals, as well as at Mesa Park. Haven't seen a lot of him. And Sean Ryan as well, another Season 1 veteran. Didn't really get to see a lot of him either, but I know they're really trying to make a name for themselves really here and have another chance at star power.
Chris Pervilorakis, Bounty Hunter. This is a powerhouse of a truck with a powerhouse of a driver. Tristan Libby, the most contested truck in the entirety of the long game. Bryant Stegel, Rage and Steel. All of these drivers have some type of experience. Can't wait to see what they do.
Vincent Acker is someone who's a ferocious freestyler, as well as Damien Bowers, a veteran here. He's seen it all. He wants to make his name here as well. And Tyler Richmond, who is an incredibly fast racer, had a bit of an upset in racing competition. Wants to come out here and make up for it here in freestyle.
Magnus Berkland coming all the way from Norway. He's an instigator this season. He's got 9 years of experience, but he's also he has to go up against Chadwick Deerfoot and Trevor Alston, who was the Long Game Season 1 racing champion, but he's got a whole new ride this season.
Danny Walker, like we mentioned, Gravedigger, the reigning freestyle champion. No one saw it coming, and who knows, maybe he could double down here tonight. We're going to see, Maximum Destruction, someone who is a veteran from last season, Trevor Alston, is going first here. He's the racing champion, got knocked off in the first race. You see the lineup goes down here, Gravedigger going last, because he was the winner of the racing competition, so he goes later in the lineup. It's all based on the elimination during the bracket.
It's kind of interesting to see Maximum Destruction going out first. Usually you see a heavy hitter truck like this go toward the end of the lineup, but of course Trevor Alston, Maximum Destruction, was the first driver knocked out of the competition, so it only makes sense for him to go first.
And he's a great driver anyways. I mean, he's going to get this crowd warmed up. It's not a bad start for him. I mean, if anything, it's tough going out first because you never really know how these jumps are going to handle. You see the timer on the top left of the screen, they have 90 seconds here. It starts on the first hit. They've got 3 judges, each scoring from 1 to 10. And he's going to try and make them all get 10s for him, but it's totally up to him whether or not he gets them.
Hang on. Already, this is looking like a good run. Trevor Alston and Maximum Destruction. This is kind of a new paint job, if you will, of the Goldberg monster truck and the T-Ments monster truck from the Long Game Season 1. He's never driven this truck before. If anything, he's run a couple practice laps in it, but I don't think I've ever really seen him use it.
Well, he's definitely putting it to good use right now. I mean, he's about halfway through the run.
It's
a major error. Well, the thing I was talking about last time is that he's a bit of a chameleon when it comes to driving, because you can seemingly put him into any truck, and he'll do very well. I mean, that's how Season 1 was. He's going to stick with this truck for this season. That's the question: is he going to be able to repeat that kind of success where he's like, jack of all trades? But this is going to be the big decider here, I think.
That's some good air.
Oh, wow.
That's new. A stoppie. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, I think last time we saw that was Jackson Mazzaros in Atlanta last season.
Oh, wow.
Do a pogo action there.
Oh, little
okay.
sideways.
Oh,
Can he
no,
save it?
no.
Oh, no. They're not going to let him go.
Only about 15 seconds left. We're going to see what the judges think about that one. I mean, he did a really good job in that run. That was a good start here. And you got to see where these judges are going to go, because now we've seen so much over the last season. The standards are a lot higher, and with so many competitors out here, you can't just start throwing out big numbers early.
I mean, I personally believe that
wonder.
Trevor did a really good job, and you can see right there, 7s across the board, a 21 to start the competition. Maximum Destruction does set the bar high, but it leaves a lot of room for the other 15. Trevor Amos, the Limex Obsession.
And it makes you wonder, with that score being a 21, I think we're really expecting a lot of really unique things here during this competition. And Trevor Amos had a really tough break in racing. He red lighted at the beginning of his race. I know he did not want to go out that way, and I'm interested to see what he's going to do in freestyle, because I've never seen him freestyle before.
Even so, even if he did red light in the racing competition, it looked like he was giving Joey a run for his money. Even if he was disqualified, he could have taken the win in that race.
Yeah, that's what you got to wonder about. I mean, we have so many stars here.
Wow.
I mean, with those kinds of errors, it really is just a matter of chance. Because, I mean, there's so many guys here who have had so much experience in other places. We know that they're capable. It's a matter of whether or not they're able to have success here.
Kind of having a little of trouble shifting between first and second gear on that ramp. Trevor Amos in the Limex Obsession. He's doing really well. He's got just under a minute left. Ooh, a cross thread.
Yeah, this is a big open floor here in Houston. I mean, there's a lot of jumps here to hit. There's a lot of things he can do. They're open to a lot of different moves that they can do. And there's a lot of room for recovery, too. A lot of room for big air, a lot of room for big hits. That's the thing I'm hoping we're going to see here, is these guys are just going to let it all hang out.
He's doing a really good job. He's filling the clock. I don't think this is as spectacular as what we saw out of Maximum Destruction, but I can't say anything yet.
Nice.
Oh, that was cool.
I like how he just balanced it up there, seemingly. Yeah, that was just kind of effortless for him.
Just a couple seconds left on the clock. How is he going to cap it off?
A little bit of a wheelie there. I think he was taking it pretty easy here. He's taking it pretty easy. This is a new truck to him. He's kind of just getting things figured out, kind of getting a feel for it. And I think that's what's important, is like you kind of you come out here in this first show, you want to get a lot of points here, but you also want to kind of figure this truck out. And hey, I'm not going to go too crazy, because I want to set a good standard. I want to be consistent. I think that's what he was doing here.
I mean, he did do a really good job. He filled the clock, which is something that Maximum Destruction couldn't do. There were really nice moments, especially this one right here, just sticking it up into the wheelie. That was a really impressive move. I think he went for a more technical approach. He didn't really go for that kind of crazy speed, and the scores definitely reflect that. It's a 16. It's not going to be enough to take the lead, but he did do a good job getting it.
That's a pretty fair score there. And Chris Pervil-Rackus, who made it very far in the racing competition, went out a bit earlier here. Coming on that big bounty hunter. I mean, this thing is just a freight train when it's on the track. It's pretty astounding, the amount of power this thing puts out. And we're going to see how he uses it here in freestyle.
An interesting first hit.
Wow.
Wow. Great wheelie.
And that's why that car was put there. You see, the long unit officials, they put an extra car out on the track, sort of spice up this freestyle course a bit. Some huge air there.
Absolute ascension for bounty hunter.
These trucks can take a lot of punishment, I can tell you. These guys, it's all a matter of how hard the driver wants to push it.
I mean, it's especially because of the different ramp setups. Last season, wow, huge sky wheelie. But
yeah, last season, I mean, we saw a lot of different ramp setups. We saw a lot of different tracks, but it was sort of making the most out of the least. And here, there's a lot to work with. There's no least here.
I mean, most of the ramps that were in Season 1 were all dirt. If anything, there were cars embedded into the dirt. But now we've got full-on buses.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had the dirt ramps, dirt hills. It's one of these things where they see what these trucks are capable of, and they're like, all right, let's step things up a little bit. Let's make things a little more interesting, because we know what these guys can do.
I'll be honest, this is looking like a really good run. If I'm Alston, I'm getting a little bit nervous. As the clock winds down, this is looking like a leading run.
I'd say so, too. I mean, Chris is really
in trouble. Good save. Nice.
He's hitting everything on the course. I mean, that's look at this. He's not wasting any time. When someone's in front of him, he's not going to back away. He's just going to hit it as hard as he can.
Wow, this is an incredible run.
That was some nice control there. I mean, he could have easily walked that truck, but that would have been over for him. That could have been bad.
He did fill the clock, which is something that Maximum Destruction didn't do. In the truck before and in the Limex Obsession, Trevor Amos was able to fill the clock. but only put up a 16. I believe this run was enough to take the lead. The ground speed was there. The momentum was there. Everything that should be in a leading run was here, and this is only the third truck out.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. Like I was saying a second ago, I mean, Maximum Destruction's only got a 21. I think there's a lot of expectations of these guys coming out here and doing something really, really special here in freestyle. I think this should be enough to take the lead. It was a very good run. See, I like this save here. This big side slap. There you go, 24.
Wow.
8s across the board.
3 points over the leading score. Now here comes a guy who knows how to throw down. Dylan Kearns in the Predator. He was in the same truck last season, so if anyone's more used to their truck, it's got to be this guy.
And at the World Finals, we saw really a career freestyle for him. He was the first one out there. He's now going out number 4 here. I mean, I don't think there's anything that scares Dylan Kearns. He's a very wise driver, very good racer. You know, I'm surprised he got knocked off as early as he did. But this is a great piece here. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what he's got going on around him inside that truck.
Wow. I mean, already, this is looking like a really good top-tier run. He's got the ground speed, but I don't think he's hitting anything as crazy and spectacular as Bounty Hunter and Maximum Destruction did. Is just as I say that, some really nice air off the backside and into a slap too.
I think that's going to be one of the main hits for tonight, is going off the backside and a double jump. Because they expect you to hit it from the front side, just clear it really easily, and we've seen that so far. As it goes a few donuts here.
Wow.
I think what we saw with Bounty Hunter, when he got that big air off the backside of it, that's going to be the popular destination, I think, for tonight, and that big bus stack.
A little minor sky wheelie for the Predator. Dylan Kearns is doing really nicely. He's got under half a minute left, though. He's going to have to really pick it up if he wants the lead.
I like that ground speed he's carrying there, too, because, I mean, even if you don't hit the jumps very hard, as long as you get between them very, very quickly, that makes a big difference. There you go.
Good air. I like that.
I mean, that's the thing, is you try and keep a lot of speed up, even when you're between the jumps, as he nails that one. That could have been a triple jump and he could have cleared it. Oh, look out here.
Oh, wow. I think that's the biggest air of the night. That has to be.
That's pretty close. Whoa.
Whoa, he's in trouble. Hang on. Nice parking job.
Some pretty grippy tires, and he's putting them in good use. He fills the time. That was a strong run. I like that a lot. I mean, I don't know if it's taking the lead because, you know, Chris P had a few more memorable moments in his run. But I mean, he kind of went through the same motions where he's just like, all right, I'm going to hit, look at this air he gets here. That is pretty spectacular.
This entire run has just been, it's been crazy. The scores definitely reflect that. It's a 23, just 1 point short of the lead. That just shows you how harsh these judges are.
And I think the judges are pretty wise here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
I think they're probably expecting some guy to come out and do that. I think that's what was going on.
So much for the biggest air of the night, huh?
Chadwick Deerfoot, I mean, you've seen him in so many different leagues. NAMT, SMRA, you know, all kinds of different challenge and special events. He's made his name pretty much known everywhere. He's in this new truck Swamp thing here. A remarkable paint job, but a remarkable driver.
Wow.
He's nailing these jumps so far. That's just what you got to do, because I'm not going to say this course has been exhausted, but we've seen guys kind of go through the motions, and we kind of know what this is going to look like. He's got to come get pretty creative with these jumps.
That was interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he kind of undershot that one jump so he could go into the center of the course, over the bus stack. I thought that was pretty smart.
He didn't particularly hit it head-on. He kind of hit it from a little bit of an angle. The truck does seem pretty composed. He's got under a minute left. And if I'm going to be honest with you, if this type of momentum continues and this type of technicality, I think he's got a chance.
I think these guys, I mean, someone like Chadwick, he's definitely like a jack of all trades. I mean, these guys, they have a lot of trust in their setups, not only in their setups, but their driving style, where they can do these crazy moves like this.
Wow.
They can do stuff like that, and they say, all right, I know where I'm going to land and how I'm going to end up afterwards. I have confidence in how this is going to work out, but you never know. If one bad bounce can just ruin it for you.
Just under 10 seconds. What's he do? Oh, he's reversing it.
Nice.
Wow.
There's the difference right there. There's the ingenuity where it's like, hey, this is something different. No one else is going to reverse over that. I'm going to do it. But you got to have sort of an encyclopedia of moves in your head when looking at a course like this. Because it's not like you can just hit everything on the course and be special. There you go.
Biggest air, at least I've seen off of a cross thread. I'm really liking this run. He's already filled the clock. He's going insane. And he's already filled the time.
Oh, no.
Hang on.
It's over. Time's up. Not a bad time to do that, I gotta say. spectacular freestyle from Chadwick. I think that should be enough to take the lead, I think. He managed to do more than Chris P did. Had a lot of great moves, the biggest air we've seen. And like I was saying, the ingenuity where it's like you look at this and you kind of map out in your head the little selection of, alright, if I can hit that angle, I can get to that jump. And he for sure did this. Look at that. I mean, that's bigger than the air we saw from Predator, for sure.
Something I do want to note, though, when he did hit the bus backwards, he did make the most out of the situation, because usually if you back up without hitting something, you actually get your score deducted. He's actually going to take the lead. It's a 25 for Swamp Thing.
I think it's well deserved. It's well deserved. And here is Tristan Libby, as we mentioned before, out of Anaheim, California here. Another unremarkable looking four, but hey, it doesn't matter as long as you perform well. And he's doing pretty good so far.
It's the most simple truck in the entirety of the field, but it's also the most contested. I can't tell you how many times people actually fought over this thing.
If this truck was, if there was a painting of this truck 500 years ago of the war that the war that went on over this, it would be in art museums all over the world. Let me tell you.
Oh wow. Well, if you got to put someone behind the wheel, it's got to be this guy.
Yeah, Tristan. He's got a lot of experience.
Wow.
Wow. He saw Chadwick because he was right there in the tunnel waiting for Chadwick to finish. He's like, all right, now I see what's going on. And you just got to hold your breath and say, all right, hopefully this works out for me too.
Both a Rigs of Rods and Roblox superstar, Tristan Libby and the Mountaineer. Usually we see him throw down some incredible runs.
Wow,
and
nice.
Especially moments like that. That was incredible.
I mean, you just got to hit things as hard as you can. These are pretty forgiving jumps, I got to say. Not very steep. So you can really put the hammer down on these. He's going to get what he wanted out of that. Try to go for a slap. Really kind of got a weird side slap. Would have turned it over if he kept going for it.
Oh, my.
Like this here.
He's keeping the consistency alive. He's got the ground speed. He's got the momentum. He's got everything that you need for a leading run. But the thing is, I think he's hitting everything too straight on. He doesn't have that craziness. He doesn't have that edge feeling.
Yeah, I think Chadwick kind of set a little precedent there with just how crazy you can hit things and sort of where you can go with it.
Whoa! Oh my!
Oh man!
And he saved it. Wow!
Wow! He got a flat tire, saved the truck at the end of the time, I believe. It was pretty close to it. That's gonna be it for him. There's a lot of damage onto that truck. That was an incredible ending to the freestyle. Wow.
Well, still a cool save nonetheless. This run was incredible, but unfortunately, I don't think that's enough to take the lead. I'm pretty sure he didn't fill the clock, and he didn't have that on-edge feeling that Chadwick had before him. Sure, he may have topped him in some areas, but I just don't think that it's there.
And there's the true power from Monster Truck right there. You be careful of that wheel speed. It'll send you. Well, it's only a 21.
Oh.
I think it's a little low for him, but I mean, I don't think it was good enough to take the lead. So, that'd be fair.
Ah, yes. This is a guy that knows how to throw down. Last season, he was in Bulldozer. This season, he's in El Toro Loco, and he's already announcing his presence.
Absolutely. Sean Ryan just took this truck to the cleaners last season, the only time we saw him. We're going to see what he can do here in Houston. I mean, it's a nice setup. It's a good setup. It's a good all-rounder, and this truck is always popular. Just such a unique design, and I think everyone really loves it.
Sean Ryan in the El Toro Loco already starting his run pretty well. He's got a minute left to go. He's already 30 seconds into his time, and he's in trouble.
Oh no! Look out!
What?
Oh no!
Are you? What kind of move was that?
That was like the dancing elephant right there. That's what I would call that. That's a really tough break for Sean. I mean, you saw what happened there. He got caught up on the bus, and I think he tried to power out of it, but the wheels hooked in a way he really did not want them to. You can see it right here. Kind of gets a little bit off to the side here. There's a little bit of grip. And I think if he kind of relaxed it, it probably would have come back on him. But he went into it, gunned it, spun him around like that in a big pirouette. Only be score of a 9 there. That's a tough break for him.
Hey, if you're going to go out early, at least go out in spectacular fashion. That's exactly what he did. As Magnus Berkman hits the track. Oh, whoa. Wow.
Oh my god. I think everyone saw Chadwick's doing that. It's like, alright, well, just might as well just blitzkrieg the bus immediately, see what happens.
Especially considering the more bigger guns are actually going early in the freestyle lineup, which kind of surprises me. The people with the most experience are going out early.
I think that's kind of just how the racing setup works. I mean, it's not based around points. It's not based around, their skill level. Oh,
wow, that was a hard hit.
Magnus is going crazy already. I don't know what possessed him to drive like this, but hopefully he can keep it on all fours. but it's just man, it's based around the elimination order in the racing bracket, so it's totally randomized in a way, aside from the semifinals and the winner. So it gives you a good flow. It's not like it's gonna build up to a big climax. It just kind of stays that way.
Oh wow,
the whole time.
This is cool.
And Magnus is just going wild here. I think this is the kind of driving style you need, and this course kind of suits it too. A lot of very easy to hit jumps here.
Wow, what a wheelie! He's carrying it across the length of the stadium.
And he didn't even need to slap it at all. He just used the grip to his advantage of the horsepower.
Oh wow, that was cool.
Just
wow, hang on. He's in trouble
man.
and he's on his lid. That was a hard flip.
Yeah, I hope that was alright for him. That was brutal.
Oh.
And that's what it speaks to. We saw some of this last season with the Pro Stadium truck jumps you see all over the course. Those big tires, they have a lot of spring to them. And not the kind of spring you would want. I mean, they catch on those cars, and they can just completely send you like a big bouncy ball.
This run was as short as it was. It had everything that it needed for a leading run. If only he filled the clock, then that would have been the lead. This run was full of spectacular moments. But the problem is he didn't fill the clock. But
he's got a tie for it though.
Wow,
got a tie. I think that. I mean, he was way more on the edge than Chadwick. I think if you're right, if he filled the time, he would have gotten the lead. But now it's just a tie.
Oh
man. This truck is just a dream setup, everyone. Everybody envies it, and there's a good reason why, because these trucks are just an anomaly.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a front engine, Wellman-inspired design here on high roller. Tyler Richmond, who we saw as the #1 qualifier, I think he, as far as racing is concerned, I think he might be the one who's most likely to get a streak going, because he's definitely the most talented so far. Especially with all these big guns out here. He managed to get the quickest time. He didn't win the competition, of course, so I think he's trying to come out here and get a bit of redemption in freestyle. Let him know he's still knocking.
Cool little save from Tyler Richmond in the high roller. Absolute ascension from him.
And it's those wild moves that's going to get you the points here, I think. I mean, we saw with Magnus, you really just got to be crazy because some of these jumps, it's very linear in terms of how you can get over them. You really got to get creative.
One of the 3 Team Men's trucks that are out on the course. This is the first of those, well, second of those 3. Tyler Richmond's really he's really putting it into this run.
That's what you got to do. I mean, you cannot back down. You can't lay down out here, especially with those 2 runs. We just saw they were only 25s. You really have to throw down and do something crazy in order to be higher than that.
Oh, he didn't hit it straight on.
Oh,
those are
he almost unbeated that tire there.
Oh wow, that is some huge
man. This Super Duty, it is super, and his duty right now is to come out here and just assault this course. Oh, he's backing up. Look at this. But not the first reverse move we've seen tonight. It looks like he's going to park on top of that bus there.
Another good parking job.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad run at all, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to take the lead. I mean, TJ came out here, he's really consistent. He got a lot of great air, hit a lot of great moves, but, I think that, like we saw with some of those other runs, like with Magnus and with Chadwick, it's like you really got to cut this course in a lot of different pieces, and I think that, moves like this where you have these little combos going, that's really strong, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to take the lead, and we'll see what the judges are going to say about it.
I mean, you still got to consider, the highlights were plenty here, but yeah, it's only going to be a 22.
I think that's a pretty fair score. I mean, he kind of did what everyone else did it very well, but, we're looking for something different. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it.
Yes, here comes Tim Smith in the blacksmith.
Tim Smith, who made it pretty far in the racing competition. He's a veteran. He's been around for 12 years. Looking to come here and kind of make a name for himself in a new school league.
Really good air to start, and a really interesting start as well. Didn't hit one of those big jumps. He just kind of rolled it off of the car into a nice wheelie. Not bad.
A lot of nice springy suspension on this truck. That's going to definitely come in handy for freestyle. It's a good race truck, too. I mean, it handles landings very well. You can see it's a little bit higher than most of the other trucks, a little bit more sprint to it.
Definitely one of the more slower runs that we've seen from these competitors, but still, Tim Smith is doing a really good job. He's just got about under a minute left, so he's got a bit of time on the clock, but he's feeling it really nicely.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. I mean, this course is not a survival course, it's a hit everything however you can course. And it's all about creativity, and we'll see what he can do here in the last half of his run.
Oh, wow!
No. Oh.
That is an interesting way to end your run, but he still left a lot of time left.
Yes, that's not going to be good for a score. He caged it on the launch ramp. Not what he was going for. I mean, he saw what some of those other guys were doing. I guess that's where the springiness of the suspension comes to bite him. It's on a move like that where you just nail it. And other trucks will go way up in the air, but you went way too far back, and all you see is a roof.
It makes for a good wow moment, definitely. It was kind of just like slow motion.
Crew chief's not so wowed about it, but I think that
Oh.
yeah, only be a 16. I think it's probably a fair score. I mean, he only made it about 2/3 into the run.
Bryan Stephan, Rage and Steel. He didn't get as far as he wanted to in the racing competition. Almost flipped it over in racing. This could be his site of redemption.
This is a great freestyle truck too. I mean, a very, very bouncy setup to it.
Oh yeah.
Very, very friendly to a lot of air. And, you know, I think he's got a lot to prove here in this truck as well as this whole season.
Wow, nice little wheelie on one wheel.
Look at this.
That was impressive. That's something you don't usually see.
I think you saw what Blacksmith was doing. He let that bus kind of tag the rear tires a little bit.
Oh,
Whoa,
hang
man.
on. Oh, he's in trouble.
Look out.
Come on, pick it. Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was a really good save. One of the more unique ones that we've seen. Usually we see things on the sidewall tires. Oh, wow.
That was completely out of control, but he managed to keep that truck in control. Didn't touch the body on the ground once.
He's putting up a good run. One of the more well-known painters and innovators in Race of Rod's Monster Jam. And he's making a name for himself in Rage and Steel. He's putting up a really good run.
This might be the lead. We'll see how he can finish this thing off here.
Oh, boy. Oh, no!
Oh, man. 2 in a row got it over on that jump.
The back end of the launch ramp
Man.
claims yet another victim. I can't believe it.
That's a real shame for Bryan. He had a great run going there. Probably would have gotten the lead if he had been able to finish it off the same way he started it, but the problem is he couldn't do that. He only made it about a little over halfway through, but look at this save here. Bounds on top of the bus, rides it down the nose of it, gets on the side, pulls it down, and doesn't over rotate on the save. And these wheelies are just spectacular here. This is a wheelie truck all through and through.
Oh, definitely. These are some of the best wheelies that we've seen, period.
And unfortunately, just, you know, it's all about how you hit that jump, and I guess that mainly has to do with the braking. Only got 20 there.
Here comes one of the more flashy drivers and one of the more innovative drivers. It's Vincent Acker in the American Guardian. You could see him kind of shooting the fire for his first hit to give a little bit of flair for the judges.
Yeah, he's not going to waste any time here. Going toward that bus stack.
Already, he's looking strong. He didn't get as far as he wanted to. He actually got beat out by Danny Walker and Gravedigger, who ended up getting the championship. This is already looking like a good run. He's got about a minute left. He's now about a quarter of the way through the run. He's got to put the pedal to the metal if he wants to lead.
And I think that's going to help there. He's kind of walking the truck there, shooting some fire, burning the dirt a little bit. I mean, he's definitely a creative freestyler.
Oh my goodness.
Man, very innovative.
Oh,
man, he's not wasting any time. And you can't do that. I mean, we saw these guys kind of rise into the side of the launch truck there. Let's see if he can go. Oh, he's just kicking up a lot of dirt here.
He's just trying to kick the truck up, and some more nice air off the back of the launch ramp. Oh,
and he's seeing, you know, these guys, like, they can come on here and hit these jumps as hard as they can, but like, you have to really get creative on a course like this. That's actually very forgiving for the drivers.
Oh, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty forgiving
Putting
course.
Up a good run.
So
I'm really liking this run right now. Oh, wow, really good air. I kind of thought he was in trouble because of the way he hit it, and just as I said, he saved it.
He saved it. I think he must have busted something on that truck. Time's up.
That was a hard side slap.
Time's up. I think he's gonna end it there before he breaks anything else. That was a great freestyle. Had a great ending, great wheelies, you know, some good air. But I mean, it was great. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough though. I like this here. He kind of rides the truck out a little wild, shoots a little fire there. And you see the big air he got here off of this bus.
This air was insane. I've been starting to notice that most of these drivers that are hitting the bus are getting some of the biggest air that we've seen yet, and from angles that you wouldn't really usually expect drivers to hit them from. But still, nonetheless, this was a really great run from American Guardian. But just like you said, I don't think it's enough to take the lead. He had the wow moments. He had everything. And he even had the save, which, honestly, I think it hurt. Oh, it's a 24, though.
He's 1 point off from the tie in the lead. Right now, his 225's up there from Swamp Thing and Instigator. We're going to see if Joey Berge can be the one to knock him off.
Yet another Team Mentz truck and driver. This is the third one out tonight, and this is the last one out tonight.
This is a great setup. It's a bit of an all-rounder, like I was saying with some of the other ones. This truck, front engine design, he's set on the left side. Not a lot of trucks are like that. This one's definitely a great all-rounder for racing and freestyle. And Joey Berge, someone who really wants to prove himself in a new kind of new-fledged league like this.
Thing is, though, usually we see Joey Berge competing on present-day tours, but oh my goodness, that air!
I don't think he's worried
that
about
was
where
incredible.
it is.
1 minute 22 seconds left, and he's launching this thing.
Major air.
Wow.
Well, he made it.
I'm really liking this run right now.
I mean, he also might be a little bit bitter about not.
Look at him go.
Might be a little bit bitter about not winning the race against Suzuki. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who think he should have won. People out there that think Suzuki should have won. I think he knows where he feels about that, and he wants to let people know that, hey, I'm not done for tonight. Gets a lot of big air off of that bus stack. Come back toward the car here.
Some good air for Joey Berge in Hot Wheels. He's got 40 seconds left. He's really going to have to push the fact to the judges.
Coming back around. I mean, he's got a great run going here. I think he should get more wild.
Oh my!
Wow. And he gets to stop right before the dumpsters. And he's not going to clear it here.
Oh, okay.
He's going for something. He's not going to clear it.
That's kind of something interesting, because usually if a truck backs up, it's not to hit a ramp, and he just sends it again. One of the things that the judges have to do is that if you back up and you don't hit a ramp, they have to deduct it, but he just kind of went for it.
And he's going to go for something here. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, wow. Ow! That had to hurt.
Gosh.
That had to hurt.
I would assume so. And that's going to be the end of his... It was the last move that was going to count. Just brutal. He just jammed the front end right into that car. Car didn't give an inch. You see some highlights here. I mean, this is a spectacular freestyle. I liked it a lot. And this might be enough to take the lead, because I think he had the best air, had some of the best leaps, and probably the most painful finish of the night. And that's saying something compared to what we saw earlier. But yeah, Joey Berge, like I said, he's not going to go out quietly tonight. He's going to come out here and say, hey, I didn't win racing. I'm going to try and win freestyle. And look at that. That's probably the biggest air of the night.
I mean, so far, this man has put up air for air for air for air. He's just been putting up consistent, and he's going to get the lead, a 26, 1 point ahead of everybody else. He's got the lead. He's put up some of the biggest air. I'm kind of surprised to see who could put up something else to knock him down.
And we'll see if Damien Bowers can do it. Someone who's got just as much experience as Tim Smith, who we saw earlier. Both MTM2 guys. They've been around for a long, long time. And Damien... coming into a bit of a newer league, he wants to come in here and kind of make a name, not only make a name for himself, but show himself, show his experience. That's not the experience he was hoping to get there, but he's going to come out here and try and put on a good run. Yet
another wheelie. I mean, I'm really liking this. This is a different setup than usually what you would see on a monster truck. I could definitely see this being more of a wheelie type of machine.
Man.
Wow, that was a hard hit to the front.
It's got cantilever suspension on the back, which you don't really see that much anymore. That's mainly a 90s thing, but it's very, very friendly for racing. Keeps the truck as low to the ground as possible, and he's not trying to do that at all here. A nice
it looks
wheelie
like the
there.
setup isn't really agreeing with him right now. And
man.
Just as I say it, he's on his lid, and he's out of bounds too.
That's a tough break for Damien. I think he got real mad at that car there and kind of had a little bit of red film go over his eyes, which caused him to roll the truck over.
I did seem to notice, though, that because of this different setup that you usually don't see on monster trucks, it doesn't really seem to be very freestyle friendly. The truck did seem a little bit squirrely. That may have just been a mechanical issue on his end, but it didn't really look like this was the type of potential that we could see out of him.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of guys out here. I don't want this show to be the the first and only impression that we have for these guys. I mean, there's a lot of tough breaks out here. Samson's only going to get a 15, but, you know, they're kind of feeling out these new trucks. I mean, most of these guys, they haven't done any of this kind of stuff before.
Now here comes the guy that made it all the way to the final, but was to lose to the season run freestyle champion. This is Alex Ferrulo in the Team Suzuki. If anyone is more angry in this house, it's got to be this guy.
And you got to wonder, I mean, he put 0 years of experience, but he's shown quite a few years worth of experience here tonight so far.
Oh my.
Starting off with a
really
big combo.
Good start. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think he hit the bus. I think he got so much air he didn't even touch it.
Might as well. It's a big bus to have to get over.
Wow.
Jeez. It's funny because we see so much of that air tonight. It's almost unimpressive anymore.
Well, that's true. I mean, it really takes
Whoa,
a lot
look out.
of... Whoa!
Nice one.
Kept it together. He didn't get out of bounds either, so he won't be shut off.
Okay, we got some thick treads on this truck.
Oh, whoa!
Oh,
okay.
Man, now he was so far gone in that one, and he managed to pull it back.
I mean, it's like you said before. He's got not a lot of experience in rigs of rods, but he's really putting up a run that you would usually see out of someone who's got at least 5 years worth of experience, and he's just doing this thing. And he just started.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait!
No,
no.
Man. That might have been, if he'd been able to save that, might have been able to let him go. It looked like it was just going to be body damage, but that truck's over on his roof.
Yikes.
That's a tough break there.
Still, if the run kept going, that would have been it. This could have been the leading run, or maybe even the winning run. But, well, I mean, you can't get every chance that you get. He may have gotten the... I think that even topped Hot Wheels there.
It's tough to say. I mean, look at this save here. I mean, that's the benefit of having lock differentials on your front of your truck. Just managed to pull that one. He might have flattened a tire there, too. But it didn't really matter. That car is making no friends here tonight. Only a 19 for Suzuki.
Oof. Not the score that I believe he should have gotten, but either way, he didn't leave much time on the clock, which really takes away from the freestyle. And here comes the guy that... Whoa my... That's it. That's the biggest error of the night.
That's got to be... I mean,
right there.
Danny Walker, an unlikely freestyle champion, but it is what he is. Season 1, he won freestyle and execution in a completely different setup in this truck. Tonight, he's already the racing champion. This might be his season to try and sweep the entire competition. It looks like he's going to try and do it here in Houston.
Oh,
man.
Wow.
It's interesting.
This is already looking good.
This setup is just so unique for him, and it's so unique for so many other drivers. You know, it's a lot looser, it's a lot more squirrely than most people are used to. I think he's trying to take this kind of a setup to prove to himself that he really can stand up to these guys. He really has to work hard to get his wins here.
Brand new state-of-the-art Gravedigger number
out.
14. That's a huge sky wheelie.
Man, and he's out of bounds.
Oh, he's out of bounds. Oh, no.
Among other things, he's out of bounds. We'll see if they can let him go here. That was a hard hit on the back of it, but it looked like it was mostly tires.
It seemed to hit the halo bar, if anything. That was a piece of the chassis that gone off.
Well, looks like that thing's still in one piece. I can hear him refiring it.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
He's coming back out.
Oh, that's an interesting hit.
That is very interesting. I think it's
Oh,
good.
hang on.
Kind of use that momentum in your
no.
favor.
That's something you don't want to do. That's something that the judges have to deduct from. He backed up, but he didn't hit a ramp. And he's been shut off.
And I think that might make up for it right there, though. Dragging the tail of that truck. He's only got 20 seconds left. He's got a great run going so far. This might be enough to take the lead. He's got to finish stronger.
Are you kidding me? What kind of move is that?
Jackson Mazzaro
Danny Walker, Gravedigger. A brand new piece for the season, number 14. Whoa. The most squirrely piece of equipment to ever hit the course. Are you kidding me?
How'd he bounce?
That's how he's going to end it?
I don't know. This is how he's going to end it right here.
Oh! Whoa! Those are the fastest donuts I've ever seen.
He probably could have come back up for all that momentum.
Danny Walker and Gravedigger. This is how you make a first impression with a brand new truck and a brand new season. And this is exactly why he's a freestyle champion. He may have been superior in racing last season, but this season, I think he's got freestyle in the bag.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at this kind of run here. I mean, he just seems so comfortable in this truck. I'd be really surprised if this doesn't take the win here in Houston. He's the last one out. This move was already enough. And not to mention the wheelie he got, the air he got. I mean, look at this. The whole truck is almost like diagonal. It's on one wheel. He's balancing it on one wheel.
No
he turns
way.
it on one wheel and then manages to bring it back down. This is really just incredible.
I truly don't believe it. And he was granted access into the spin cycle zone, and the judges definitely like that run. It's a 28 for Gravedigger. He's taking the lead as the last one out, and he's going to win it.
Man, that is an incredible start for Danny Walker. I mean, he was not confident in himself last season as a freestyler. He tried as hard as he could as a great racer. Now he starts off the season not only as a world champion, but as a double down winner. In Houston, this is just incredible. This track was completely run down. You see our point standings. Gravedigger's firmly in the lead, but Hot Wheels trying to trail behind pretty closely. Everyone else here, they're just starting their season out. Not a lot of points to give out. So we're going to see how this progresses. Danny might be the one to walk away.
All roads lead to Las Vegas, the official destination of Monster Jam, the long game. This has been an incredible event, and frankly, this is a really great season opener. I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of Season 2. It's been a great ride here at Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. And keep in mind, this is only the first event of the season, so there's definitely more to come for Monster Jam, the long game, and it's only going to get more intense from here. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you next week. Be sure to follow the long game at simmonsters.com for the most recent information as well as driver updates. And hey, while you're at it, why not join our Discord server and subscribe to this channel for more. We'll see you next week on the Walker Williams channel for Monster Jam.